Delegates from more than 190 countries and bodies gathered in Peru amid rising demands for a lasting deal and rising global temperature.
There will be pledges and there will be engagements, not only from the rich countries, but also from the developing countries, and that's good. The question mark will be, and I don't have the answer, will it be enough to reach our target of not more than 2 degrees warming up?
Leading the campaign for Europe, MEPs and Climate Action and Energy Commissioner Miguel Arias Cañete. In October, the EU agreed to 40% cuts in CO2 emissions by 2030. Shortly after, the US and China signalled a joint, and for many unexpected, agreement to cut levels by up to 28% in the next 10 years, fueling hope in Lima.
There is a way forward on this, but it will take courage, and it will mean all countries moving to the edge of their comfort zones.
Many are calling for the wall between poor and rich countries to be dismantled. But how, if the poor blame the rich for global warming, saying they must pay, and the rich say the burden now needs to be shared? And what about long-term strategies? Stop the causes through mitigation, or help people affected adapt to change, or a mix?
We should all strive for an agreement that has mitigation, adaptation and climate finance as essential parts, and that is in line with the latest science and the new findings. An agreement where commitments can be regularly reviewed and which remain fit for purpose long after 2020.
This conference was about preparing for the UN Climate Summit in Paris this time next year. Plenty of time, you might think, to iron out differences. Not so.
You do feel that everyone is much more serious about reaching a deal than, for example, 5 years ago in Copenhagen. But in the end, the real issues on financing, mitigation level, who's going to do what, how are we going to control that, how are we going to evaluate, that did not really resolve. So a lot of difficult issues are postponed till next year in Paris, unfortunately.
A thought shared by some Peruvians, like this fish seller who's seen stocks diminish over the years. All these meetings and the next one that will be in France, maybe this will bring us together and make us more thoughtful. Despite the compromises, delegates noted one other advance, the shrinking space for climate change deniers, in the face of evidence of rising sea levels and melting ice, together threatening the lives of millions of people.